All right, what is up, YouTube? It's Cord Campbell back again this afternoon. It's Wednesday. We did a business stream this morning, so a little bit of a demo, a little bit of a business discussion with my friend Rick, which was great. So I really appreciate him taking that time this morning to talk to me. I also like to dedicate this episode to my mother-in-law, Laura. May she rest in peace. She passed away yesterday at 7:07 p.m. Central Standard Time, and she's survived by my wife, Brenda, and my two children, Connor and Lily. So rest in peace, Laura. This stream is for you, as it be. So today what we're going to do is, right out of the gate, I was wanting to explore, we're going to do documentation today. So I'm working on cleaning up the docs. So we got to get that done. I need to check my volume here, make sure I sound okay. Oh no, not again. Okay, I gotta unplug this. Can I hear myself now? I can't. I don't know what's going on. I'm pretty sure that this got transferred over to, I don't know, it should be playing out of here. I don't know. I'm thinking, I can see myself, so I see OBS Studio is definitely popping, but I can't hear myself. So let me try to pull up Pandora here real quick. It's going to fuss at me because I'm playing on Sonos, but it'll be okay. So I can't hear that at all in my speakers. I don't know why this hasn't stopped working all of a sudden. It's sort of annoying. I'm just going to trust that I sound okay. All right. I'm going to have faith. Got to have faith, right? Okay, so let's stop this. And I'll just close that. I'm just going to have faith it works. It'll be okay. All right, so what we're going to do today is, I was messing around with an idea just a minute ago, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually change DNS for site on Windows box. I think that's what I want. How to change your DNS server, DNS entry for sign on Windows box. Display plane, right click the zone you want to edit. How do I change a DNS, and where do I put DNS entry in Windows? I want like a local, what is that? What is it? It's like hosts file Windows. It's been so long. How to edit your host file in Windows. That's what we want. Here we go. What is a host file? Why is a host file so useful? Where's the host file located? What I was thinking would be cool is if you could remap like a site to Mitta, to Mitta's site, and then that way it gets served to Mitta. But then I think the thing is that's, I don't know, Google might think it's spoofing or something. I don't know. And then I'd have to go in and add it, and I think Google limits my ability to add it, but if I were hosting it myself, I might be able to pull that off. I don't think I can do it because of, now that I think about it, because of the load balancer, but I really can't stand Hacker News. That place is such an echo chamber. Like there's no humor there whatsoever. So, whatever. We're going to ignore them for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make I'm going to build a thing after I get done with the APIs. I'm going to build a thing that goes and crawls them, basically images the page, and then extracts the text, and then pops it up somewhere in here so that I can read Hacker News links without actually going to Hacker News, because I don't care about going to Hacker News anymore. I got too much to do. Okay, so we're going to jump right into the docs. Got a little bit of tunes going today. This is going to be a chill stream. We're just going to take it easy. Maybe the dog will come by. You never know. The dog's here. So, all right. So, we've got this crawl thing that we've been working on, and I think we're done with this. So I think crawl is done. In fact, I'm pretty sure it is. So let's go check it real quick. I have a crawl here, I think, that I entered earlier. Where is it? There it is. For Google News. Yep. Sorry, I gotta, I gotta pick my daughter up at the airport. So set 8 o'clock tonight. Okie doke. So we have, let's see here. Earlier we had this error: JSON dumps Solr response text. This was, I think this was searching for something. Yeah, we didn't get a response back, so we got to deal with that at some point when we're doing a bad search. But that's fine. All right, so we can see here that we got another image coming back into this spool. So I want to just make sure that this spool is accurate. I'm still having memory problems with remembering how this is Git Bash, and it has an alternate way of copying and pasting things. Okay, so we've got JSON validator here. I'm going to paste this in here and we're going to validate. Looks good to me. We're going to copy it and we're going to go throw it into API. Here. Yep, right here. And do we see anything weird in here? So we've got it created and we have a timestamp. We have a request URL that's not being set. This is actually on prod, that we're doing the query on prod, which is right. Yeah, we're doing the query to prod here. So I pushed this morning. So let's take a look at the grub. Get rid of some of this stuff in here. I guess I should have left upload open because that's the spools, and we're going to work on those here in a second. So we've got, where is that happening? No URL, request URL /g, and then create a spool for storage. Yeah, and then request URL, nothing. Fascinating. Equals /g. That's all this is. I think there's just one handler in here. That's it. That's the grub handler. That's the entirety of it. So let's run this again, and we'll post it this time. We'll post it to localhost and see what it does. You're just itching to know why I'm thinking Hacker News is echo chamber. Well, I'll tell you why. That's blocking. Well, I'll tell you why, is because people can just downvote and they don't necessarily need to say why they're downvoting. And also, not everyone can downvote, so new people can't downvote, and new people are also highlighted. So you highlight, the Hacker News highlights people who are new. So if you rotate your account or something like that and you don't have a lot of karma on there, I used to have like, I don't know, not a small amount of karma. I had like 4,000 karma on Hacker News, and I switch my accounts up all the time, and so I have one that seems like it's me. I mean, it is me, but I've stopped using it again, and it has a decent amount of karma. I can up vote and down vote things, but if you are a new account, you can only post so fast. Number one, and then you can't downvote things until you get to like 500 karma or something like that. But you can be downvoted, and the people that downvote you clearly have more than 500 karma. But when you get downvoted, it actually counts a 1-to-1 ratio to your karma. So if you submit something and someone upvotes you, that only counts like half a point. So the points aren't even fair. So even though you have a point on the upvote, so if somebody clicks on upvote, it'll count their upvote as a full upvote. But on your personal karma, it doesn't count as a full upvote. It's like some percentage of an upvote. So you only get a percentage of that upvote. And there seems to be some like upper or lower limits or something to it. I couldn't quite decode what was going on with it the last time I tried to figure it out. But then if you get downvoted, that's a full point downvoted. And so this morning I just posted something funny. It was just a play on words. I wasn't insulting anybody. It was just literally a joke. And it was in response to someone making a claim that wasn't true. So somebody said, oh, well, this doesn't work. And I went and tried it and it did work. And then I made a joke about it. And it was just some user. And I just made a joke about it. And I got like 4 downvotes, 5 downvotes, 6 downvotes. Like all of a sudden I was like, what? And I'm in the negatives now because it was a new account. I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. And so the idea of how sites are put together, how they're coded, actually and how they are monetized. In the case of Hacker News, it's not monetized. I mean, it sort of is monetized. You have Y Combinator. And so you'll see periodically in the Hacker News list, you'll see these entries in there for promoting Hacker News sites or funding companies that they fund. And the thing is with Hacker News is it's an echo chamber and everybody fights over the echo chamber. And I say it's an echo chamber when things like that happen, when you can vote down and you can't, there's no rhyme or reason. Once you get a downvote, then other people will just downvote. There's no explanation for why it was downvoted. It's like, well, was it funny? Was it not funny? Was it rude? Like, I mean, I've even made comments on there that are completely blatantly rude, and people just, I haven't been downvoted. I've been upvoted, in fact, on it. And seen other people say rude things on there and get upvoted. So my view is it's a bunch of hacker bros, mostly. A bunch of elitists, a bunch of VCs, elitist VC bros are on Hacker News. And that's unfortunate because I like tech news, but I don't really like Hacker News. I don't like most of the comments that are on there. I think they're opinionated, and I think people are windy and pedantic. And I really don't care to read all of it. I'd rather have a bot read all of it. That's about what they're worth. And so, well, let's build a bot to read it. That's what we're doing. Something to take care of all that problem for us. So now do we have our... We're looking for our request URL here. Still not set. That doesn't make any sense. So that's G. Did I save? I didn't save it. There's the request URL. Like this is where, let's see here. That's the request. That's the post to the grub server. Oh, here it is right here. I don't even know why. I don't need to do that there. I need to do it down here. God knows I don't want to put a comma after one of those things and create a tuple again. That was horrible. I must have spent 30 minutes on looking at that. Okay. That looks pretty good, so let's try it again. This is what working on APIs is all about here. So there's our request URL. So that is confirmed to be the thing that we made the request to. And okay, that looks good. So let's go back here and take a look at this. So we want the API thing to be updated to /G. So we're going to fake it. That's good enough. We didn't change anything else. So we have created, we have updated, which, did we just update it? Yeah. Just about 9 minutes ago we updated it. And then we've got the spool name. We've got the nickname, which is the human readable name. We have the upload URL to the nickname. We've got the URL we're saving, and that's working if we repeat it. And we have the title and the description, and then we have the file names. Now I haven't quite figured out, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep spools on the system looking like this. So this spool is kept in the NoSQL database on Google, but then whenever it's updated, I'm going to index it. So it'll be submitted for indexing. And then the indexer will index all of this, but it will also maybe what I do is send spools to the tagger. I don't know, we'll figure it out here in a minute. We're coming down to the nut of how we're going to do that yet. We haven't quite figured out how to take the spool, like we have the spools are being updated. We can take a spool and send it to the indexer if we want to. If there's no file names, then we can just shoot it over there and it'll index all this stuff that's in here. But we need to figure out, for the file names, we'll have to figure out what's going on with how we handle looking inside of those with the models. So I think each time you send a spool to the indexer, it could possibly tag it, or maybe you can just send it to the indexer and then it'll take it and it'll take all the file names in it. But then if you want to send it to the index with it tagged by a machine learning library, then you can just send it to the model and then it'll send it to the indexer instead of returning it. Or you could just return an updated document and then send that to the indexer, but that would require a manual process. So I'm not sure, like I feel like when you use the model, we should index. It should be forced. And the reason why is because the model's looking at it. So if somebody types in something, I had it, not actually covering that in this API, but I had it to where whatever is typed in to the console was being thrown into the index. So if you type in something like help here, it actually puts that in the index that you typed that in. And then right now you have a local copy of your history, but what I want to do is use the index to load in a more complete history of what you've searched for, so that if you type in something like this, it'll go and pull back a record that says, oh hey, do you mean, help this or something like that? Okay. To give you a little bit of insight, and actually can give you those links where you can click on stuff, kind of like you do here, where it'll like give you a hint, so people don't have to remember the commands. Or eventually you'll get used to just typing in something like that, but we have to train people. And I'm pretty sure that I'm going to roll with something that looks like this at initial launch, and then we'll rewrite it to be prettier as we get closer to episode 100. Episode 100 is our target. That'll be where we're making money. Episode 50, which is just 19 episodes away, we'll do a launch. So that means when we launch, we'll actually take the indexer and we'll do a deployment of a larger box, and we'll do backups of the indexes so that there are backups available for in case the box fails or something like that, so that people can start using the system as it was designed. We may not have great UI at that point, but that's okay. We can solve that pretty quickly as we move from episode 50 to episode 100. We'll take care of those problems. And then by the time we get to episode 100, we'll have payments implemented. I'd also want to implement two-factor authentication on top of the passwordless authentication, which will increase security substantially without having passwords still. Okay, so upload. We're on to there now, so I'm just going to scan this real quick. I'm going to read it. Convert, just to make sure we got this right, because we were good to hear, I think. So crawl converts a universal resource locator, URL, into images Uses post requests and may be called with the following parameters: token and URL. This method, post/g, this method creates a new spool for the URL and asynchronously uploads images created from the crawl into the spool. The title and description are returned immediately if found. Subsequent post requests will use the URL's spool for storing new imagery. Requires token and URL. Note, similar to the /u upload method, a post to the crawl method creates a new spool if one doesn't already exist for the URL. It also adds pound URL to the tag to the spool. Adds a pound URL tag to the spool. And I'm gonna not make this a link because it's right here. Okay, create and upload. Create and accept sets of similar images for storage in a document with a source type of spool. Spools are ingested by both the index methods and the tagging methods. Upload uses get and post requests and may be called with the following parameters: token, URL, title, description, and tags. Post/u creates a new spool which may be used as a target for uploading an image set. Requires token. Optionally accepts URL, title, description, and tags parameters. Okay, so let's test that out. So we want to go to here. Let's do it to here. I'd like to eventually make that to where you can just click on that and it'll copy that part for you, or perhaps even populate in your token. But until we get done with all this stuff, it's not going to make a lot of sense. Well, that didn't do diddly squat. Let me copy this again. All right. And then we'll put in our token. So we got tags, title, description, and what else did we say? We said URL, I think. Now, if you don't put a URL, then what's going to happen is it is going to create a URL for it, which will point to something locally, which is not currently working. So if we don't put a URL in here, it's not going to work. And so what we need to do here is we need to do something like news.ycombinator.com/pigs. And it says redirecting. I don't know why. Well, we're going to have to run it locally to figure out what's going on with it. Oh, I see. We need this. So are we missing the yeah, we're missing the HTTPS here. So where is that coming in from? Right here? Like that. Let's try that. Okay, that works better. And that is a redirect, so nobody should be using that to post to. And here we've got the URL set, cows and pigs. Here are cows, foo, cows. Is that what we said? Tags foo, tags cows. I said ampersand pigs, but it just picked that up, but it ignored it, and that's fine. And this is Sincere Mosquito of Philosophy, so clearly we were right about the guys over at Y Combinator. And so description here. So the only thing that I can think of that is really somewhat of a problem here is if we try to put a question mark or an ampersand in here as part of the URL that we're saving, then it's not going to work. And I really haven't thought too much more about that. but I suppose what we could do is go over here into the devlog and say, if you use a ampersand or question mark in the URL posting to /u, then it will break. And so now we've got that, and we'll try to fix it later. Okay, so this looks pretty good. And I don't really have any interest to leave the URL that way, so what I'm going to do is delete that part. And we'll shorten the back to cows. And then we're going to take out this pig's bit. And we'll switch this to moo cows. Let's run that and see what happens. So now that's going to create a new one called accomplished eager shark. And let's copy that. Damn it. It's control insert. Okay. And then we're going to go over here to API. We fixed that. And we need to paste this in here like this. Actually, let's go format it in JSONLint. I love this site, JSONLint. I don't know how they make money. I guess they have ads in here, just like everything else. Okie doke. Now, it is true that after you create a spool, there's nothing in it. There's no file in there because it's not, you're not creating a crawl. So when you create a crawl, you can have a file name in there, but it won't. The first time the crawl runs, it won't be in there, and that's because the result is posted asynchronously. So we ought to think about that. I'll just say that. Think about a crawl document response not having an image first time around. So just something to think about. I don't know. I mean, like, I don't really know what to do there. I mean, I suppose what we could do is we could go ahead and name the file and put it in there, and then check. And then it just has the file name because we have the spool name. And we could put it in there, and we could make a holder image, something like that, or we could just fake it. Something like that. We'll figure it out. Grub posts back pretty fast, but it's not immediate. Now, if you post from the plugin, from the extension, the Chrome extension, it works almost immediately. Because I mean, you post, you get back just like this, you get back an empty, and then it posts the image almost immediately. So that's almost immediate. It's still asynchronous though. Okay, what are we doing here? Okay, we're going to copy this, and we're going to paste it into here. And then what we need to do is we need to grab this URL, but not the whole thing. Not that it matters. I rotate my tokens usually most days. I'll rotate my tokens after the session. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I actually think it's like, it's not like that. It's like this. It's kind of weird, huh? I mean, this is designed to say optional, And it's not supposed to be something that you type in, but this thing you're supposed to type it in. So I don't know. This indicates it's an array. So that's how you do it right there. All right, so now let's take a look at the next call. So this is get use spool name, returns information about a spool, including a set of image file names. So what we want here, this is wrong, obviously. So we're going to take this part and we're going to delete it. And then we're going to take this part and we're going to delete it. Except, yeah, that's right. And then we're going to go over here and we're going to take a look at curl http ://localhost. We need to make sure we didn't pick up localhost. I bet we did. Let's go ahead and put Mitta in here so that we're not doing that going on. U, and then we need what are we with slash, and then accomplished eager shark question mark token equals, and then we need the token. There you go. We go back over here and we're going to paste this in. Boop. And then we'll go back over and we're going to grab our URL, which we've got a U on there, so I guess that doesn't matter really. But, zoop. And we're going to save that. And then we're going to go back up here and get our local host. Now that looks good. There's no local host there. Let's see if we have a local host. I don't see one, which is good. Okay, so we're set. This is search. I've gone way down, way down. Okay, here we go. There's the moo. Here's where we're returning it. It might be nice to show, I don't know, like we could do this. Here, down here. Like this. So something like that. We need to change the spool name. I think in general people don't like it when you complain about life. Things are hard. I know, like, people die. You kind of look around at people when you're walking around, when someone's died in your family. I've had, my dad died, my partner's dad died, then her mom died. And so whenever that happens, and I remember my grandfather dying and my grandmother dying, and it's like, it's weird. It's like you walk around and you like look at other people and you're like, they're happy, and you're like, holy crap, someone died. And then, but then that's just life, and then life goes on, and then somebody else, you know, like, we all deal with it independently, but it's not as if we all think about it all the time. But then when we're online and we're, you know, we respond to people and we are interacting with people, I mean, sometimes people are not happy online. Sometimes maybe they just seem unhappy online and then you vote them down or something. But, or maybe you vote them down because you don't agree with them or something like that, and then you don't really think about how that affects people. And the people who put the site together certainly don't think about that. They think it's all fine and dandy, that it's the way it is. There's not anybody really saying, oh, like a meta discussion, like, should we all be doing this? Should we be having this discussion? Should it be built this way? Should we, like, what if this is not healthy for us? Who's going to stop it? It's like, as long as people are making money, it's not going to matter whether it's good for you or not. They don't give a shit. They're just going to do it anyway. If they're making money and it's legal, they're going to do it no matter what. So that's just the way life is competitive like that. So I don't buy into that anymore. I don't like echo chambers. I don't like dogma. I don't like people just doing whatever they want to do. I think it's time to fight back a little bit, push back, say how you feel, be honest about it, and, you know, just check out from their crap. You don't have to do what other people, 1,000 other people are doing, or 1,000,000 other people are doing. You don't have to do that. You don't have to believe what they believe just because they all believe it is to be a good thing. Think independently. I'm an independent thinker for sure. All right, so get spool name. So we got that one. And then we need to be able to delete it and all its files. So this one, let's do it. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what we should delete. Now, I don't know how to do this. Let me think about this. So if I create here, so I want to type in news here, and I'm going to go to here, and I don't need anything else but the URL. So I think I can just do that. And then I'm doing the post there, and I've got my token. So I'm just straight up posting to the /u endpoint. So to this one right here, but with the URL. So I'm just straight up posting to it. And it's going to return, I guess, I hadn't crawled it. But now it's there. So now let's do a G for grub on it. And grub should take it and do something with it. And there we go, it added a tags to it. And you'll see there that the request URL is still broken, but that's because we're hitting prod, so that's okay. But it's still messy active Skylark, even though that's I just created it. And now let's delete it, because we don't want it. And so how do we delete it? We have to delete it by the nickname. So here, we're going to do messy active Skylark. And then we can get rid of this part. And it says that that's not, oh, that's /G. We need to do it on U. So if we crawl it with G, then we need to delete the spool, which is the U, for upload. And there's the result, success. So we're going to take this here, and we're going to copy it, and then we're going to throw it over here. Right here. I'm going to paste it in right there, get rid of that U. And then that's the answer, is result equals success. Let's format this a little bit nicer, even though it doesn't come back like that. We can at least show that it's pretty this way. All right, let's reload and take a look at what we've got here. So this is good. We've got this filled out a little bit better now. Oh, now we've got a G here. So we're going to do that. It returns the same thing. It's still the spool. That looks good to me. Let's reload it here and take a gander at it. So that looks better. That looks good. Okay, now we're going to do a post to the spool name, and we're going to post an image. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change this from bushes to crazy hair. The reason I'm doing that is because I have one in here called crazy hair. And then this is the pasture. And I have to redo this now. So this is tags like this. And then I want to put an ampersand and then another tags like this equals dog. Okay. And then this has got to be so we're going to go create. Yeah, we're going to create this like this. So we're just going to straight up create a spool with nothing in it. Gargulous garnet gerbil. That's a tongue twister. Gargulous garnet gerbil. Perfect. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so we're going to take this here and we're going to do a post to it. So we're going to go and add it to the end of this. Like this. No? Okay. It doesn't want to post it. So copy and then paste. And then we need to do a dash, what is it? F. I guess it's like the post is like sort of, I don't know what those F's are. It's kind of interesting. So we can do a post F. We can leave the post in there. You don't need this post if you're doing an F here. And then you want to do data. Well, that's one option. Equals, and then it's the file name, and then we're in static, and then it's crazyhair.png. And that's the dog and I, if you've seen that picture. So we're in Mitta. There it was right there, but it's this crazy hair picture right there. And then we've got the gargulous garnet gerbil as the target. And then I think we want to test it with -D, and then we want to put some tags in here. So let's see if that works. So tags, I don't think that the upload endpoint, let's take a gander at it here real quick. That's upload.js. I don't want that one. I opened the wrong one. This one. So it's the post to the upload, this one here. And it's going to try all these different names. So it'll do images, data, files. And then, let's see here. We're pulling in tags, I guess. Do we look at tags? Tags equals spool tags. So we can't, when we're uploading an image, we cannot modify the tags. Or the title, or the description. So here we were indicating you could do that, but you actually can't do that. And I'm not saying that you can in the docs. So I'm going to take this part out. That's actually not a thing. And then we're just going to post that and see if that works. Looks like it's working to me. And then that worked. And we didn't have any tags, and we still don't have any tags in there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back. Let's look at the API here. And what we want to do is we want to take, I'll tell you what we're going to do, is we're going to do this. We're going to post up a new one of these, but we're going to put some tags in here this time. So we're going to do -D, and then we're going to put tags equals pasture ampersand, and then tags again equals dog, doge, and then ampersand a title equals walking the dog, walking, and then ampersand description equals walking the dog. Doge. And then we'll end that like that. And that should be it. So we should get some tags, a title, and description. So we're going to hit enter on that. Okay, great. We expected that. Messy centipede of emphasis. All right, and then we're going to go back and we're going to upload this to messy centipede of emphasis here. Messy centipede of emphasis. All right, great. And we're going to copy this. Now the question is here, should we reference that earlier? I don't know. Up here in the crate, like here we did a git. Here we're posting it. What was the title up here? Title was cows. Let's make it cows. Doesn't matter. So this is all pretty much the same as what we saw earlier, and the request URL is still broken. And that is coming back from our create. So we want to check that because that's prod. That should be working. This is uploaded. Upload here. Yeah, that was the upload. Here we got back. We got back a request URL, but in the upload we did not. Let's take a look at that real quick. Yeah, we're missing it here. Wrong one. Don't create another tuple cord. Okay, so this is, what did I say it was? Request URL. I swear I fixed these, but there seems to be a lot of them, so who knows. Okay. That looks pretty good to me. And this, I'm just confirming this is the upload target, and it is. Because that's what I uploaded it to. Right there, and there's crazy hair. So let's copy this, make sure that we've got it. We'll go back to API, and we're going to go to here. Like that, and then let's take this right here and we're going to go to here and try it here. Copy. Paste. Looks the same to me. And we needed to go fix this. So that's /u, but we're going to go fix it. Oh, we did fix it. Didn't we? Yeah, we did fix it. Okay. We've got our result as well. So we've got the timestamp and the request URL and the result. Okay, now we need to delete a spool in all of its files. So we did that already. That's the one we just did. And then here it says return git/d/spool name/file name returns images which were uploaded to a spool, requires token. So curl so, yeah, just like that. So we're going to go change this to this thing right here. We're going to change this here to this thing. Messy. Oh, actually this uses the spool name, not the nickname. And the reason why is because I don't want it to be confusing about that. So it is the spool name, not the nickname, and that reminds me, this is the nick. Okay. And this one is the name. And that requires, this one and this one require that the name of the spool be used. So this thing right here. So we want to build it like this. Slash crazy hair dot png. And then this would be open crazy hair dot png. So let's try this. So that's going to tell us nothing, which is fine, probably. Comes back and does nothing. So then we want to put in a good token. I think what it's doing is it's, if I recall, shift insert. I get so confused about it. It's like sometimes it seems like Control-C does work. I don't remember. So that did put something in there. We're actually in static. So you can see these popping up in here. That's probably less than ideal, but why is it doing that? That's a curl. I don't want it to put the token on it, but I guess I could put -d in here like this and say token equals, and then paste the token in here. And then I could go to the end of it. I don't know where my cursor is. Like this. I call this 2. Yeah, are you? What are you doing there? I don't think you are loading the image. I guess we cat crazy hair too. This method's not allowed. Well, so when you make that a D, that makes it a post, and so then it doesn't like that. 2. Like that. Okay, so can't do that. So let's go back and take a look at what's going on with the using the token at the end. I don't know why it would be. I thought -O was, I don't know. I mean, it's clearly putting this whole thing on here. Oh, let's put a, what? Is that really on there? I don't see it on there like that. I do see. I see this extra thing there, but let's take this and copy this, and then let's paste it, and then let's actually let's do this. Well, no, I don't want to see the output. Let's do this, and then this is like some weird curl thing. I don't know. It says I'm just trying to redirect me. I don't know why it's naming it like that. I mean, I think it's working. What we can do is we'll just paste in the token. I'm going to grab the token from here, copy, and then paste. And then what we're going to do is we're going to redirect that into crazyhair2.png. I'm pretty sure this is going to work. And we need to delete both of these. I don't know. Nope. Why is it not working? Okay, so I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to paste in here. This should work. And there it is. I don't know why it wasn't working over here. Maybe my token's wrong? Let's try using another token. I say using another token. Let's use the same token here. Now it says that it's 1.5 meg, so let's look at this. Now it's done the silliness, so that's the exact same file. So let's move crazy hair png underscore token whatever to foo.png. And then we're going to come over here and look at it in here. I don't really know what's going on there. It doesn't matter, it's working. So what we need to do is we're going to take this and we're going to copy this, and then we're going to go back into the APIs and we're going to paste this in like this, and then I'm just going to do this at the end of it so that it actually works. And they could say open crazy hair PNG, and that'll work. I don't know why curl's doing that. Maybe somebody can figure that out. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Okay, let's move on. So now we can delete a file name. So let's go back and we're going to go up and we're going to do Control A and we're going to do -X and delete. And it says here that we deleted on the U endpoint here. And then it says here that we need to use the spool name, but I don't know that's accurate. So let's go look. And it says it's using the nickname here, which is either. It's either or. I guess I should clarify that by doing nickname. I don't think that actually gets served with nick or name. I think it's only the name. Yeah, it's only the name. I don't want to change it the other way. I have my reasons. I don't want name collision. For whatever reason that there might be name collision on there, I don't want that occurring. And I realize this needs to be nick or name. Meaning nick, it could be either or. That's a nickname. Okay. And that's the name. Did we confirm that? No, it's Nick or name, isn't it? Here. Delete a spool and all images. This is just a file name. Delete an image from a spool. It says Nick and name, so it's both. Here we want messy centipede of emphasis. And then we want this to be crazyhair.png. So this should be the same in theory. It says success. Let's go look and see if it actually worked. Start the indexer while we're at it. Storage, browser, which spool were we dealing with? Really? ATL. I don't see it. Did it delete the whole thing? What command? What did we run? We said, oh. Huh. I don't see it over here. We did that to production. I mean, I guess we could do, excuse me, oh, we could do a, just a curl git on it, like that. It says redirecting. We need to go, well that's not a good sign, because that says to me that it's not there. Well, there it is. The file name's gone. But the spool is, oh, you know what? I bet you a nickel on, if we go over here and look at this, the reason it's gone is because you can't have an empty directory here. So if we go back and upload it again, it'll be there again. So let's see if we can find the upload. So that was AT something or another. This one right here. And there's the file. Okay. Thank you, Google. So that looks good. That did delete. That deleted the file name. And this looks good too. And that's it. How are we doing on time, people? We're an hour and 4 minutes in. That's good. So is anybody in here? I don't think anybody's in here. I think that's just me. Hello, people. All right. So where are we at now? we're down to index. Okay, so create or delete. Let me just look at this real quick. So let me read through this again. Let me make sure I got all this right. I guess I'll skim through it just one more time. So creates a new spool, post to you. Creates a new spool which may be used as a target for uploading an image that requires token. Optionally accepts URL, title, description, and tag parameters, which we've put in here, and it works. Get/use spool returns information about a spool, including a set of image file names. Requires token. Timestamp, request URL result, response type, source type spool. I'm just going to do a real quick look for source type in here. Well, this one we're gonna have to, this needs some work. So the next 30 minutes are gonna be spent working on this. I'm sorry I bumped the mic. Let's stand for a bit. Alright, I'll be right back. What's up, Doctor? Okay. Create or delete index cores or sidekicks. Also have a sidekick index or delete documents. Sidekicks documents may also be updated using machine learning models using tag methods. Now, I don't know about that, but I'm kind of leaning toward that. So if you send a document to the tagger, you could give it Muggy Violent Hound as the indexer, and then you could tell it the tagger and actually here. And the spool. So it'd be like a proxy for adding to the index. I'm liking that idea a lot. We may not do that on the stream, but I'm going to probably finish the stream down here probably by index somewhere, because we're only going to do an hour and a half. And we cleaned up uploads, so we're working on index. So that means we'll get done with index, and then I'll finish up the tagger offline. And I'm going to go ahead and implement the object detection methods for the tagger, and then have them then proxy data into the index. So you'll call the tagger with the type that you want. The type of object or type of detection, text or object, or eventually we'll have a bunch of models. We'll have maybe 20 models or something like that. So you could send it to the, botany or plant detection tagger. You could say, send it to the plant detector, and then it'll index that document. I think that's the way to roll. I don't know that for certain, but I haven't thought through all the uses of it or the ways that it's used, but that should probably work for our UI that we're building out. So we'll see. You probably still can hear me okay, so I'm not going to mess with the mic. Okay. I really need to get the mic on a boom, so I need to get a boom ordered. I'm going to be moving here soon. So there'll be a little brief pause, a little hiccup as I move. I don't know when that's happening. It's not going to be anytime, sometime in the next month or so. Okay. Surprise. Okay, index. Create or delete index chords or sidekicks. That's true still. Also have a sidekick index or delete documents. That's also true. A sidekick's documents may also be updated using machine learning models using tag methods. Yes. Index uses get and delete and post requests, and may be called with the following parameters. So I think I went in here and I said somewhere about post. That's on putting there. You know what? Screw puts. I'm not going to do puts. I don't know why I even bothered doing puts. Just use posts. Everybody will understand. It's restful-ish. Rest-ish. Alright, let's try this. Create a new sidekick. I'm going to clear the screen so we can see what we're doing. That whole thing. Okay, there we go. Okay, curl dash x post https meta.us /i/ just I token equals. Let's grab a new token. Error. Reload. Forgot what I called it. There we go. Copy. Alright. And then shift insert. Alright, so we have created one called terrestrial kangaroo. Copy. Let's put that in lint, JSON lint, I should say. V. Oh. Let's try that again. I'm getting the hang of it. Control V. Validate. Yep. Copy, paste. And how's that look? So we have the token here, but I don't like it there. So we're gonna kill that, and we're gonna put it at the end of it. It's easier to read it, but it's less. I don't know. It's kind of on the fence about it. Actually, I'm not. I'm just saying that. I think it looks better on the end of it like that. In a post, it's probably not ideal to pass it in as an option, but it totally works. It works in jQuery and it works here, so whatever, it doesn't matter. So we're doing a post to /i and we get back this. So let's validate that that looks the same. It's pretty short, so we can just scan it with our eyeballs. Okay, that looks great. Now, return a list of sidekicks requires token. And this is a get. So we're going to go back here and just do this. Take out the post. And we get back all of our indexes. All three of them, I should say. I'm just going to put a -s in here to get it to be silent. Then I can select that and copy it. And then paste it in here. And validate it. And then select it again and paste it into here. And I'm done. Return a list of sidekicks requires token. That is true. Okay, let's save that and then take a look at what we've got so far. Perfect. All right, so next one is get I sidekick name. So it gets a sidekick status. Now I will note here that we're currently not setting the mood. So that's not actually a thing right now. Something happened there. I'm so happy I've fixed all that pasting and cutting. Okay, there we go. Or clicking and not redirecting and stuff, and the shell is so frustrating. It's like I would click in here and then down, you click down here and it wouldn't select it, and it was being very inconsistent. It's very well behaved now. Even that's well behaved. You can click on things. It's great. We want to format that in here. Okay, that's valid. And then all we need to do is just copy this and replace this muggy violent hound. Like that. I gotta turn on the heat. It's a little chilly here today. Some places in the United States are just absolutely freezing. Okay, not here. It's just cold and rainy. Alrighty, strange prawn. They said that it hailed or something over in, I forget where, some place here in California though, Northern California, it hailed. It's kind of unusual. So we're gonna do the same thing here. Although I don't want to delete strange prawn, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this one. We'll pretend this one had 59 documents in it. And this one needs to have, I guess we created one, so Terrestrial Kangaroo had 0. And then maybe it should be more impressive, like this one has 148 documents in it. Okay. This one has 148 documents in it, like that. Okay, so actually I don't like that number. I want 153. Is 153 prime? No, it's not. You know how you can tell? If you look at this number and it's divisible by 3, by that number, then it's not prime. It'd be 157. 157 is probably prime. Okay. So we're going to delete rows, this one right here. Right. So the way we delete it is we just do a delete on it. And then we're going to go like this. -X delete. And instead of strange prawn, we're going to do that. Oddly named rows Smilodon, whatever the hell a Smilodon is, and that worked. There we go. Alright, now we're getting to it. Now we're going to send a document to a sidekick. And this is the we need to actually check these. These are all nicks. For show. Not nicknames, nicks. So spools use nicknames because there can be a lot of them. indexes. There's just 3 of them initially for people. So go back here. So that's the nick. So go back to the API and we're going to look at this nick. Get a sidekick status. Requires token. We did that. Delete one. We did that. Send a document to a sidekick. I feel like I should make this like that. Just so that it looks the same. Okay, so now what we need to think about is indexing this. And it seems like what I've done here is change this for document and JSON documents response. So it's not actually like this anymore. It's more along this flavor, like this. So are we looping through response? What does it say here? It says JSON documents request get JSON. If not, for document and JSON documents response. Add document. So we're going to add an independent document for each one of those. And here we've got, where's that file? I think this should look like something like this. So instead of doing something like this, I think I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to go up here and copy this spool out of here. That's the actual spool. So the spool itself is a dictionary. So I'm going to do something like this, I think. Bloop. Okie doke. And then I got to put another one in there. So I need to get another. Now, one of the things that I just thought of is that we don't have a great way of getting all spools. So I'm going to put that in the devlog. And because there could be a large number of spools, we need a limit and offset on it. And so I just keep forgetting to implement it. It should be, I mean, it should be a trivial amount of code to do that. Famous last words, but okay, where are we here? Okay, here we are. Now I need another one. So we've got this one, messy centipede of emphasis, but let's just let's actually crawl something. It's terrestrial kangaroo that we're talking to. And that's this. Interesting. I think the grub. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think grub is still using Chrome must still be using the name somehow. I need to make a note of that. Which is fine. It doesn't matter. It can use either. So what we're going to do to here is ask http localhost 8080/use/ and we pasted it this spool, and then $token equals, and then we want to grab the token. And we're going to paste that in. And there it is, and you can see we've used it a bit. And so we're going to go in here and copy it from here. Like that. Now, we could take this document, just as it's been returned to us here, and we could put it into that file that we're building, and this file that we're building here. And we could certainly use that as it is there. But then the thing is, I notice here that I've done this silliness here, but this is actually like this. And then, whoops. And yeah, and then this is the open bracket. And then we gotta close it at the bottom here. Like that. So I think our indentation down here on the bottom is a little off. So we're gonna fix this. Like that. And then let's take this whole thing and forward it over and make sure it's valid JSON. To JSON lint, our friend. Validate JSON. Says here something's off. Oh, it's got an equal sign still. Like so. I'm not seeing the error. Oh. We've somehow deleted the... There we go. It was valid. Like, what is wrong with it? Okay. B. There we go. Okay, so now we have two documents in there. Now what I'm going to do is we have an example document in here. This dated JSON. And I want to paste this guy in here like this. And this should index both of these. I believe both of these are already indexed, but it should succeed when we run it. So let's go look at the call for that. So we've prepared these two files. Let's make sure that we've got this updated here. Now we've got two of those. Now, I will note that you could go in and go ahead and you could put whatever you want in here. So you could put, for example, you could put a, maybe something like this. You could put a custom field in here and do something like this. Alright, and now we want to send it to the sidekick. And the sidekick we're talking to is terrestrial kangaroo. So let's copy that, and then we're going to go down here to here and paste that in. Again, I sure would like that auto creation of the token so that I don't have some fake token in here, but we'll take care of that later. Okay, so I'm copying that, and then I'm going to just paste it in here. This is one of those I don't remember. Now see, I'm gonna see something here. So Control C, and then see that actually does copy. But then I don't know, does Control V work? See, Control V does not work in here. Shift Insert works. Control C works to copy. So it only does half. It only supports half of that. I don't know why it does that. It's very confusing. Shift Insert. Oh, I'm talking too much. Just be quiet, Corey. Okay. Now we're going to grab our token. And we've indexed 2 documents. So I'm going to call that done. I know it did. I know it worked. And it's got the correct request URL here. Okay, so post ID sidekick name document inserts a new document into a sidekick's existing document. It requires token and a tag document which was returned from tag method. So I don't know about this. Do I even have this implemented? I have deleted a document. I don't even know where this came from. Now you can do that. So let's do this. Investigate adding a document to another document. Now, I've sort of decided against that because the way that Loggly worked is that all documents were time-based. So time series search engine, this is a time series search engine. It always will be a time series search engine. We're not really dealing with that right now. Search has got the time stuff disabled because my local box, which was running a dev server on it, needs to have its time zone set differently because I have search problems. So I have it disabled right now. But one of the things I need to take care of is a time zone issue with dev. Okie doke. Looking good, looking good. Okie doke. Now it says here, get rid of that. It's very well possible that that'll work. So queries the sidekick index use the search method, which it does. And so we should be able to search for, I don't know, let's change this. I kind of like the idea of doing one row, and I do like the idea of leaving source type in there to spool. So that'll just fetch one spool. So let's try this. I did it again. The problem is I do control, because you're supposed to do control on this, and then I do a control V, and then it borks it. And then I want to do token equals oh really? I think I got a new token. No? I think that's the right token. I sense something is up. Last time will work. Oh, you know what? I've got to wrap this. equals source type colon spool ampersand rows equals 1 ampersand token equals okay. So now we're going to take this. Woo! Okay, Control Insert, and then we're going to take it over to our frame JSON lint, and we're going to paste it in, and we're going to validate that JSON, and we're going to select all, and we're going to copy it, and we're going to paste it in here. And then, is this right? So it says curl meta us /s / source type colon spool rows equals. Yeah, except we had to put it in quotes, right? Like that. Okay. All right. It says number found 3, but we limited. We had our rows 1 in here, and our query was source type spool. We've got a reference up here too to the search. Oh, I'm sorry, down here at the bottom to the search stuff. Now, okay, send the file to Sidekick, and then delete. I'm just giving a little example here because if they're running through it, they can just at least see the curl for it. All right, so then delete the document ID. So we're going to do that. So this is the document ID, like that. And then what do we need to do here? So it says I need to call it with. Yeah, so it's the nickname. Just checking that one has the nickname in it. So this is the nick, and then the document ID. Did I copy? That's just a general search. That one's going terrestrial kangaroo. So that looks good. So I'm going to need to update